Mabuhay, kamusta kayo, and welcome to another video. So in today's video we're going to do a bit of a collection tour. I'm going to show you all the plants that live permanently indoors on south facing windowsills. It's been quite a long time since I've shown many of these ones, a good year or so, and this collection tour will probably be in 2 or 3 parts as there's quite a few plants to go through. So yeah, let's not waste any time and get right into it. First up, my all-time favourite cactus, Astrophytum asterius. This one got a lovely triple bloom on it earlier in the year. Produced a lot of seeds as well. Another asterius, again another one that's flowered consistently year after year and produced a lot of seeds. Another asterius. This one has only flowered once since I've had it. If I can find the pictures of them, I'll put those up on screen throughout the video as well. And another one. Very nice looking asterius, this one, with all the spots. Again, only flowered once, but this one has a habit of purging its buds for some reason. Flower on this asterius doesn't have the red throat other asterias have, which is a bit unusual. Matucana medicinorum. Lovely looking plant and does well indoors. Eriosyce napina, one of my favourite eriosyce, this one. Very cool looking spines. Another Matucana. None of my Matucana have flowered yet, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. They do have very cool looking blooms. Neopateria clavata, which had its growing point damaged and since then has been producing all these offsets, so it's turned into a bit of a propagation plant. I will try and remove a few of these offsets next year, but as you can see the spines on this one are absolutely lethal. Copiapoa heseltoniana. Bit gnarly looking this one with the corking, but some of that damage I did with spraying isopropyl alcohol on it a while ago had a few spider mites on it. Isopropyl alcohol is good for getting rid of mites, but some cacti can be sensitive with having that sprayed on it. Echinocerius pulchellus. Only flowered once for me so far. There's a couple of offsets on it as well. These can form nice big clumps over time. Another Copiapoa calderana. Another with absolutely lethal spines. This one has bitten me a couple of times in the past. And one of my favourites here, a Copiapoa cinerea hybrid. Not sure what the other plant was to make this, the label just said cinerea hybrid. This one is due a repot next year. Some Ferocactus now, Ferocactus 40. These are other cacti that do pretty well indoors on a sunny windowsill. Another variety of 40, Borealis. Bit difficult to tell the two apart, but this one tends to have less of the finer spines coming from the areoles and longer central spines. Ferocactus gracilis coloratus, or the California fire barrel. I have a larger one of this that lives in the greenhouse. Ferocactus macrodiscus. I found this to be a fairly fast growing Ferocactus. Already been repotted a couple of times and we'll be doing another one next year. Neopateria laniceps. Neopateria without lethal spines, more like bristles on this one. Echinopsis Cheam Cream. Didn't really do a lot for a year or so, but over the summer it produced lots of offsets. A good 7 or 8 of them. Rebutia cranesiana, yellow flower variety this one. Another good sunny windowsill plant, but can be spider mite magnets. Always worth checking your rebutia often if you have them for signs of mites. Red flower craziana, and this one did get attacked by spider mite. You can see that damage there. But we'll grow out of it in time. Gymnocalycium manivicii, another that had one of its offsets damaged by mites. That's the thing about spider mite, if you don't catch it quick enough they can do a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Another lethal spine Neopateria. Nice dark epidermis on this one. Can turn purple as well with lots of light or when it's stressed. Gymnocalycium damsi rotundulum. Nice gymno that one, and has flowered a couple of times and produced seed. My favourite euphorbia, Euphorbia obesa. Flowers often, and I got loads of seeds from this over the summer. I did a pollination video on this, which I'll link above and in the description below. Some more lethal eriosyce, curvaspina. Another one that's bitten me a few times. Eriosyce taltalensis, flowered once for me. It did show more buds earlier in the year, but they never fully developed. Another eriosyce. This is another one that turns dark purple, usually more so over the winter time when it's dormant. So in the next few months or so, this one will look quite a bit different. Copiapoa molecula, flowered several times this year. Then my all-time favourite Copiapoa, Cinerea. Was after one of these for such a long time and was lucky enough to find some UK seed-grown ones on eBay a couple of years ago for a reasonable price. Along with this one from the same seller, Cinerea albuspina. Exactly the same as the previous one, but this one has white spines instead of black. Some more eriosyce. This one I think could do with a bit more light. It has got that slight etulated look about it. One to put in the greenhouse next spring, I think. Eriosyce subgibosa. Done well since it got repotted earlier in the year. A lot of these ones in these tall black pots, I did a video on repotting them. Again, I'll link that up above and in the description below. Eriosyce villosa. Grew 3 little offsets on it over the summer. A little bit unusual for eriosyce as they usually remain solitary. Eriosyce ericarpa. This one gets stunning large flowers on it. Another one of my favourites, this one. Eriosyce crispa. Another that usually turns purple over the winter time. Then probably my favourite eriosyce, Esmeraldana. Super flat cactus. And over the winter during dormancy, this will actually pull itself down even lower and almost bury itself. Another variety of Taltalensis. And again, this one turns a more purple colour over the winter time. As well as this one. When I first got this one, it was an amazing purple colour, but has never turned that colour again. Still a very nice looking eriosyce in green though. Then the only mellow cactus I have in the collection. This was a gift from Claire of Cactus Cove. Love the bluish green colour of this one. Variegated Echinopsis. I think this is Echinopsis subdenudata, but I'm not 100% sure on that. This one featured in the recent variegated cactus and succulent collection video I did. As did this one, variegated fairy castle. Quite heavily variegated this one, but seems to be pretty strong on its roots. Plants that are heavily variegated tend to have weaker root systems, but this one is doing pretty good. A few smaller plants now, Copiapoa hypogea. Thought that was a mealybug on it there, but it's not, thankfully. Just a bit of wool from one of the areoles. Then this cool looking Copiapoa hypogea called lizard skin. and you can see why. Very cool texture to the epidermis. And this has bloomed a couple of times over the past year or two. Ferocactus. A couple of seed pods on this which can be removed soon. Ferocactus do like a bit of water over the winter time, so this is one that doesn't go months without any. It does get a little drop every month or so. Epithelantha micromeris. Quite a slow growing cactus, this one. I have some 2 or 3 year old seedlings of these as well, and they're still quite small. Copiapoa tenuissima monstros. Can form large mounds over time, but again it's not the fastest growing cactus. One of my favourite gymnos, Ferocactus aguadulce. And this one is a pure aguadulce as well, as it has the single spine coming from each areole. Senecio stapeliformis. Needs sorting out and repotting next year. Look nicer in a hanging pot as well, so I'll probably put it into one of those. Had this for about 4 years now, but it's not flowered yet. Hopefully it does soon, as these get pretty cool looking blooms on them. Aloe snowstorm. Anna from Cactus Caffeine sent me this a few years ago as one small single head, and it's just exploded into this multi-headed plant. Pretty fast grower. Flowered recently as well. Yeah, lovely aloe hybrid, that one. My big Arista aloe aristata. Due a repot as well next year. Got a little bit scorched over the summer when we had the heat wave, but it will outgrow that in time. Then the biggest plant I have in the collection, Euphorbia lactea. Less than a foot tall with 2 branches when I got it about 4 years ago, and now just over 3 feet tall with multiple branches. So yeah, I'd say it's a pretty fast growing plant. So that's it for part 1. Like I said, I think I'll do 2 or 3 parts to this, as there's quite a few more to go through. I want to keep the videos around 15 minutes long each. So I hope you enjoyed part 1. Part 2 will be coming soon, and there will be a link to that in the description below when it's been uploaded. So thank you all for watching. Please remember to like and comment, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the notification bell as well so you know when I upload a new video. You all be safe and well, and I shall see you next time. Salamat po paalam. Bye for now.